Hello, our next figurative language review is going to be about similes. What is a simile? A simile is a comparison using like or as. Here are some examples. As wise as an owl. As fast as a rocket. As tall as a giant. As quiet as a mouse. As gentle as a lamb. As sweet as honey. Similes. A simile is a direct description that uses like or as to make a direct comparison. An example would be, my sister is grumpy like a bear, or the clouds are puffy like cotton. My hands were as cold as ice. As is used to compare my hands to ice. They're both very cold. So I know this is a simile because it uses as. Lisa Lovemore swims like a fish. Can you think of the other form of figurative language we see in this sentence? This is a bonus. We see Lisa Lovemore. Which type of figurative language is this? This is alliteration. Good job if you remember that. This is alliteration we see. Now, Lisa Lovemore swims like a fish. Like is used to compare Lisa's swimming ability to the ability of the fish. They both swim, so Lisa is like a fish because they both swim. He was as brave as a lion. Our words here that we see are as. As is used to describe my simile. Let's see if you can do some practice with me. Read each sentence. Does it contain a simile or a metaphor? Write your answer on your whiteboard. You can create your own similes by using like or as. A simile is a description that uses like or as to make a comparison between two things. This is a Venn diagram that people would use to compare two different things. My dog was as dirty as a pig. My dog looked like a dirty pig. Both of these are similes because they use like or as to describe how the dog is like the pig because they're both covered in mud. Is this a simile, yes or no? We're now going to play a game. I suggest you get a piece of paper and pencil so you can play along with me. You're going to decide if this is a simile by writing yes or no. Lucy's mom walked into her bedroom. Lucy, this room is a disaster area, she cried. Clean it up now. Is this a simile, yes or no? The answer is no. There was no comparison to like with using like or as. The mom said it is a disaster, not it's like a disaster. So this was not a simile. Good job if you got it correct. Here's our next problem. You have to decide if this is a simile, yes or no. Although Mark and Mike are identical twins, they are as different as night and day. The answer should have been yes, this is a simile. They compared the two boys by saying they're as different as night and day. The as is in there are used to compare the two boys to night and day. That tells you that the boys are not very alike. They don't have a lot in common. Now you're going to identify the simile. You have to decide which one of these three answers is a simile. There could be more than one. A, my teacher is as wise as an owl. B, my teacher is a smart cookie. Or C, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. Which one of these is a simile? Your answer should have been that your teacher is as wise as an owl. That's comparing your teacher to an owl because they're both smart. Now you can identify the similes here. Again, it could be more than one. A, Melissa was nervous the first day of school. B, getting to the airport was as easy as taking candy from a baby. Or C, before the test, Mary's stomach felt like a volcano about to erupt. Do you see any similes in this example? You should have picked two for this one. B said as easy as taking candy from a baby. As easy as. That's how we compare it. And the next one says like a volcano. So it compared her stomach to a volcano because they were both about to erupt. Here's your next problem. What does it mean? You have to find the meaning of the simile in this sentence. So similes do not always say exactly what they mean. Let's figure out the meaning. Toby worked like a dog, trimming the shrubs. This is our sentence. What is the meaning? A. Toby had fun trimming the shrubs. B. Toby doesn't like to trim the shrubs. Or C. Toby worked very hard. Which one of these is our answer? You should have chosen C. Toby worked very hard. Yes, he might not like it or he might like it, but saying that he worked like a dog means that he worked very hard. We use that comparison like to compare his work to the work of the dog. When Carlos went to bed, he slept like a log. This is our simile that we've got. He slept like a log. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean A, Carlos tossed and turned all night? B, Carlos snored during his sleep? Or C, Carlos slept soundly? Your answer should have been Carlos slept soundly, which is C. When you sleep like a log, that means you sleep super sound and quiet. He didn't wake up at all that night, so he slept very well. You use like to compare Carlos to the log when they're sleeping because they're both still. When Juan heard the tornado sirens, he began to shake like a blank. For this problem, I want you to complete the simile. So what do you think that Juan could shake like? I'll read it again, and you need to come up with an ending to our simile. Ready? When Juan heard the tornado sirens, he began to shake like a leaf, is what I was thinking. You could think of something else. Maybe you said shake like a blender. I don't know. It could catch on. As long as it's something that shakes, it's a good simile if it uses like or as. When Richard broke his leg, he cried like a blank. You need to complete the simile now. Write your answer down. What did he cry like? What's something that cries a lot? And don't say your little sister or brother. That's me. When Richard broke his leg, he cried like a baby, right? We say that. He cried like a baby. If you came up with something else cool, let me know, because that's awesome. I want to hear your similes too. So he cried like a baby. Babies cry a lot, and he cried a lot when he got hurt. Here's our next question. You're going to decide what we're comparing in this simile. So I'll read the simile for you, and then you're going to decide what we're comparing. Carla likes to go to the pool. She swims like a fish. Are we comparing A, Carla in the pool, B, Carla in the water, or C, Carla in the fish? Which one of these are we doing when we say she swims like a fish? Your answer should have been Carla and the fish because we're comparing the two and how they swim. Carla swims, the fish swims, we're comparing the two. This is our final review slide of a simile. A simile is used to compare two things using the words like or as. An example of that would be, he is as fast as a rabbit. I use the words as to compare him to a rabbit. If a rabbit runs around fast, he runs fast too. So I'm comparing them by using like or as. I hope that this practice helped you a lot, and we'll practice again soon.